we have possibly had the best ever final day of a transfer window you will ever see. We have bought a world-class footballer. 5 years ago, welcome to Rupel Boom, Eden Hazard. Before I show you the now 35-year-old Eden Hazard, if you are enjoying this series and any other series that I'm doing and you haven't hit the subscribe button, why not? It's really easy to do. Just hit that button there. Also, you can press the like button. You can also press the dislike button. Makes no difference to the YouTube algorithm. So yeah, if you're enjoying it, do hit that as well. Let's take a look then at Eden Hazard. Now, he's not as good as what he used to be. I'll be perfectly honest with you. And he's not joined on a permanent deal at the moment. He does have the opportunity to possibly do so in 4 months when his contract expires at Napoli. He is costing us about £550,000 for the end of the season, but he's still good. He's still really, really good. We obviously don't play that role there. He will be most likely playing as a deep lying playmaker on support because, let's face it, he can't run anymore. And I don't think, with somebody with those attributes, you don't really need him to run. So if we play him for about 6 months, he does a decent enough job for us, we can probably sign him. He might want about 20 grand a week, which is probably a bit steep, but we might be able to find the money somewhere. Eden was not the only player to join the club over the January transfer window. We have actually spent around £3 million plus the Eden Hazard transfer, and we're just going to go through them very quickly. Clinton Antwi is first up. He is a Ghanaian left back because we've only got one left back and he's not very good. Clinton Antwi already has managed to pick up a suspension on his debut, which was good for him. I mentioned it in the last episode that Andre is likely to be removed as our number one goalkeeper, and that is because 20-year-old Mexican Alfonso Torres has joined the club. He has cost us £1.2 million. He's played 5 games and conceded 10. Let's not talk too much about that. But the thing I like about Alfonso is he's 20. He's 20 years old. He's got 5-star potential. He's already as good as Andre. He's our number one goalkeeper from this point on. It wouldn't be a transfer window of mine without buying a bunch of children. Lewis Johnson is a Canadian and Belgian, more importantly, right back, who we've signed from Genk and then loaned out to Châteauroux until the end of the season, because I don't think we were ever going to play him. But I think he's got something there. He's already played a couple of games of in League 2. So yeah, Lewis Johnson, maybe next season we might see a bit more of him. Somebody who's already made an unexpected appearance is Oldrich Vorel, an 18-year-old Czech central defender signed from Slavia Prague. He's played basically because we had a lot of injuries and he got a 6.2. He's not ready for first team football at the moment. 2.5-star current ability, 5-star potential on Oldrich, which by the way, great name. Another youngster, this time Celson Barros, an Angolan right back and centre back. He's not a centre back, he's 5'9". He has joined from AFA Angola. He was randomly found by my scouts. I don't know how they're finding these random Angolans, but he looked alright, so I thought, you know what, we'll bring him in. I don't think he's cost anything. He hasn't. He's coming on a complete free transfer, so Barros is in. He's going to be in the under-21s. And finally, for £650,000, Alessio Piazza is an Italian right winger, left winger and striker. I brought him in because actually, as a striker, he's very good. He doesn't have the best decisions in the world. He has joined Rupel Boom in Belgium. Anyway, I think Piazza is very good. He's cost us £650,000, which is fairly steep. But already in 5 appearances for the club, 2 of them were sub-appearances. He's got 3 goals and 2 assists to his name. Piazza looks like a good signing. We've also loaned out a whole bunch of people as well. I'm not going to go through them all really in detail. Guambi, probably one of the bigger names to go out on loan to Valencia. And we've also loaned out Andrea Colpani, maybe. He's gone on loan to Dijon, also in France, because he wasn't playing for us. And a couple of players going off to Liège, Pedro Ferreira and Agustin Perez, who I had a look at him and went, how is he still only 21? We had him for about 3 seasons now. And his first 2 years, he was great for us. And this year, we've just stopped playing him. So he's gone to play for Liège, also in the top division in Belgium, which is good to see. Same as, I think we've loaned quite a few players there. Fabio Bernard has gone there. Ferreira's also gone there. We do seem to loan a lot of people to Liège. I don't know why. Maybe they're close by. Right, we've got to fly through some results as well. We started off the brand new year in reasonable form. A 1-1 draw against Anderlecht. Piazza with his first goal of the club on his debut as well. We then lost 4-3 against Charleroi. I don't like Charleroi, and annoyingly, it was a 91st minute winner for them. We then beat KV Mechelen 5-2, Bakayoko scoring a hat-trick, a 4-3 victory against Cercle Bruges, and then a 2-0 victory away from home against Ghent. Mohamed Faye getting on the score sheets in this one. It means we are currently 4th place in the Jupiler Pro League. We are still chasing down the top 2nd and 3rd. We're not chasing down Club Brugge. They are too far gone. Today, it is Waasland Beveren and it is Genk, who are 2nd in the table. Why did I pick that one? A couple of other things before we play the first game of the season. I'm fully aware this episode might be really long, but it's a transfer window one, so that's kind of expected. Mohamed Faye had some interest from China and Charleroi over the January transfer window, and basically, nobody really put a strong bid. I think the team from China did, and I just outright rejected it because I didn't want to get rid of him because he's our top goal scorer. He's also our top goal scorer for the club overall. He's beaten Dahuahulu's record literally about 6 months after Big OD got his one. Mohamed Faye also has signed a new contract, or will be signing a new contract very soon, which is going to get rid of that minimum fee release. Match number 1 then of the episode. It is at home against Waasland Beveren. It's going to be Torres in goal, the Mexican goalkeeper making his 5th, maybe, appearance for the team. Maybe he might keep a clean sheet for once. Dehaney, Gabiasio and Antwi will be our back 4 today, with Breck Peters and Eden Hazard in the middle of the pitch. That's very weird for me to say. Shema and Piazzi will be on the wings, with Faye and Bakayoko as our strikers on the bench. Andre is there. Bram Deport. We've got Dudushav, Andrezinho, Arab, La Rosa and Gaga Archvadze, who's come back from his loan deal somewhere, probably in France. Now, Waasland Beveren are struggling, I think. Yes, they are. They are down 15th place in the table. This is a game where we realistically, we should just win this game. Peters with the corner for us. Faye is there. Sio was there. Has hit the post by the looks of it. Piazza's going to collect this. The Italian finds Shema, the Kosovan, back to Piazza. D'Amico Dehaney is there, gets this ball, gets tackled, wins a free kick though, which apparently we don't get to see. What's happened there? I mean, they've scored, but we didn't see any of the highlight. It wasn't allowed, so fair enough, but I don't understand what happened there. What I was trying to say is I haven't changed my set piece takers to be Eden Hazard, as I suspect he's probably the best at them. So, yeah, in terms of corners and everything. So he is both-footed, which is good to see. We'll just make Eden Hazard do everything. I have just seen, though, after 25 minutes, Hazard currently on a 6.5. It's a corner for Beveren towards the front post. Torres in goal. Really should have gone and claimed that one. We've managed to somehow get that ball clear, but not clear enough. Piazza's done a somewhat tactical foul. Waasland Beveren can come forward once again, but we don't get to see anything. I don't want this to be like last episode where we absolutely dominated and couldn't score a goal. They've done it again. He's offside again though. Janssens makes it 1-0. He's been flagged for offside, so it's going to go back to 0-0 with 5 minutes left of the first half. 1 minute and 30 plus injury time. Waasland Beveren, that's their name, with the ball inside their own half. Mechlem, maybe, with the ball all the way over to the right-hand side, intercepted by Piazzi. Now Antwi can go long towards Bakayoko. He's only got Faye in the middle. He's probably going to shoot it himself. He really shouldn't, or maybe he should. How has he managed to do that? Mohamed Bakayoko makes it 1-0 with a minute left to play of normal time of the first half. It's 12 for the season. I need Bakayoko to start scoring some more goals. He does only have 8 finishing, which I think might be a bit of a hindrance to him. So at half-time, it is 1-0. I would say we look good value for our money. Do we? In terms of highlights, it's been mainly Waasland Beveren. We've had 1 or 2 highlights go our way. We've managed to take the lead. I am going to say I'm not happy because we should be scoring goals. And then, Mr. Eden Hazard, I am going to pump my fists. There's a lot more to come from you because you're on a 6.4. Now, I took a leaf out of the Andrei Yarmolenko book for Eden Hazard and went, he's not good enough to be a winger, so we'll just stick him in the middle of the pitch. However, so far, Eden Hazard has proved to me that he's not good enough to be a central midfielder either. That's going to go to goal line technology, and it definitely didn't cross the line, so it remains 1-0. It didn't even go to goal line technology. Well, Eden Hazard's day will be coming to an end. Or do we try? Do we just try something different? Maybe put him as a striker. Does he have the pace? I mean, we play advanced forwards. Does he have... I mean, he definitely doesn't have the pace for it. I just want him to play well, okay? Maybe we put him as a box-to-box. That seems like the worst decision. Nope, we're bringing him off. Androzinho will be coming on in his place. I might also do Shema for Archvadze, and then we will put Faye onto the right wing. Archvadze is more of a striker. Faye, obviously, we know is a striker, but I want Archvadze, because he's had a decent loan spell, I think, in Germany, actually. He's done all right, so maybe he needs to just break into the first team here. Peters with a corner. Archvadze's there, hits the bar, and the ball is going to get cleared by Vaslan Beverin. Matson down that left-hand side. He's going to keep going, you know. Mohamed Faye does a cheeky little push over. He's going to get himself a yellow card for that. Or is he? He's not. Fair enough. Peters with a free kick. 12 minutes left to play. Yakkers comes out to claim it. Or Jackers. I'm sure it's Yakkers. It makes a lot more sense to be Yakkers because he's Belgian. Has the ball in his hand. Kicks it long over the halfway line. We need to get this straight back towards him. Gabia heads down, but no one's paying enough attention. Mehlem across to Salem on the right-hand side. Androzinho with a wonderful slide tackle. And Antwi is just about going to keep that in play. I thought he was going to just let that trickle out for a corner. Peters, he's gone long, just smashes it up there to Archvadze. Can he get the ball in the back of the net? Gaga Archvadze does make it 2-0. I think this might even be his debut. It is his debut, it's just said down the bottom. He scored his first goal for the club. We're 2-0 up. Peters with a free kick. We've got 3 minutes of normal time. Faye's not going to even bother jumping, apparently. He's going to come back eventually. Antwi does have it. Runs off to the left. Where is he going to go? Formerly of AGF in Denmark, I think is where we signed him from. Antwi crosses that in. Piazza's there. Headed effort from the Italian winger. Just goes over the bar. Surely it's going to be the end of the match then. Have we got another sub to do? Dehaney's just taken a bit of a knock. We'll take him off. We'll bring him off for somebody. Arab. He's been playing as a left back. He can play as a right back for the last 3 minutes. Full time then against Vaslan Beverin. 2-0 it was in the end. Bakayoko and Archvadze with the goals. Let's not talk too much about Eden Hazard. 6.5. Arguably not a good performance, but annoyingly one of his better ones. Right, a couple of days have passed since our victory against Vaslan Beverin, and we do find ourselves sat 4th place in the table. STVV still flying pretty high in the table in my opinion. They beat Oostende. We've also got Genk and Club Brugge ahead of us by a fair distance. Next up, it is going to be Genk away from home. It's probably going to be a defeat, but a victory will close the gap a little bit, which realistically isn't going to make a difference. We need to extend the gap over the teams in 5th and below. We're not too fussed about what's ahead of us. Match number 2 then. Genk away from home. It's going to be a lot tougher than the first match of the episode. Torres keeps his place in goal, even though he did pick up a little bit of an injury in between matches, but he was out for 1 day, so he is ready to go. Dehaney, Gabia, Sio and Antwi remain as the back 4. Peters and La Rosa will be in the middle today. Shema, Piazza, Faye and Bakayoko will be our front 4. You'll notice, obviously, Eden Hazard has dropped to the bench. I've decided that he might be a super sub. Maybe that's what he needs to be. We've also got big Olivier Duahulu also on the bench because he wants to be playing more football, and I kind of want him to, but he's just not good enough. One thing with our January transfers, Piazza has kind of kicked out our 2nd top goal scorer, or maybe 3rd top goal scorer now, Dudushava, to the bench. Piazza is very good. However, Dudushava, I feel like, is unjustly dropped, but we don't really have a choice. We can either play one or the other, or we play Piazza as a striker, which would then involve dropping either Faye or Bakayoko, and I don't want to do that either. So, yeah, unfortunately, Piazza has kind of had to kick somebody out of the squad. At risk of this episode going on far, far too long, I'm going to talk now about some stuff that's happened in between matches as well. We have signed ourselves a deal with a new feeder club. I believe they are called Geel, Geel, who are apparently a local side. We've got ourselves a corner. Shema takes this. Gabia's at the front. It dinks the top of the bar and goes over. Gabia has so many of those chances and never puts any of them in. Darman's goal kick for Genk. Mendes down the right-hand side. Pozo's going to run. Plays it forward. Not the best pass, and Piazza's stolen that away. Faye facing away from goal. Back to Piazza. Dinks it through to Bakayoko. Peters to Faye. That was ridiculous. That was, I was going to say straight off the training ground. That really wasn't. That was just a team goal, 100%. Faye, Piazza, Peters, Bakayoko, anybody else involved. So Piazza's ball to Faye, who just gently passes it back to Piazza, slots it through to Bakayoko, back to Peters, through to Faye. Faye just puts it in the back of the net. That is arguably one of the best goals we'll ever score. That was also his 25th goal of the season. This is one of the reasons why I didn't want to sell him in January, even though we could have got about £30 million for him, because basically we're going to miss his 25 goals a season when he goes. Half time, we are 1-0 to the good, and this XG here was ridiculously high for that goal because I guess the shot he was expected to score because it was effectively an open net, but the build-up play, the setup for that goal was absolutely wonderful. No changes at the break. I'm obviously looking at when we can bring on Eden Hazard. La Rosa is on a 6-5, so he's probably the prime target to be replaced. And to his throw, Timmermans heads clear. Peters forward to Schemmer, across to Piazza, chests it down. 3 in the middle. Is he going to cross it? He does. Plays it to Faye at the back. It's a wonderful save. Schemmer's kept it in. Can he keep this highlight alive? Crosses in. Piazza's there. And that shot is blocked as well. We should probably be 2-0 up. Not that this does a huge amount to the league table, but this then makes the gap between us and STVV and Genk down to just 4 points. It's still 10 points behind Club Bruges, but you kind of have to expect that. I think Bruges have suddenly started to hit their stride, and they've become the good side that we know they already are. We haven't done any changes. It's time. La Rosa's coming off. We're bringing on Eden Hazard, even though they say bring on Androsinho. We bought Hazard, or loaned Hazard for a reason. We're also going to do Dahuahulu on for Bakayoko, even though probably we've got some better options on the bench, but I want to play Dahuahulu. Throw for Genk right near the end of the game. This is a worry. Mendy has it. Crosses in. It's a header clear from Gabia, but not far enough. Luan forward. Mendy with some space takes a few deflections and a Pender's effort goes wide of the post. We live to fight another day, and we are going to do our final substitution. It is going to be Piazza for Dudu Shava, which I think is probably a change I should have done a lot earlier on in the game. Not going to lie, that result is somewhat unexpected. A 1-0 victory away from home against second place Genk closes the gap a little bit, and I guess more importantly, moves us further away from 5th place. Rupel Boom win 5 straight matches then, so we are 4th place in the table. Anderlecht and Ghent now 4 points behind us. Did they both lose? No, Anderlecht won their game. Ghent drew their match with KV Mechelen, so we are 1 match basically clear of 5th place, which is good to see. As I mentioned earlier, we're a long way off the top of the table, but still 4 points behind Genk and STVV. Because that match was relatively short, we'll have a look at Giel, our team that are now a feeder club of ours. Basically, it's probably easier to look here. The reason why I got them is because they have, I thought it told you there, they've got adequate or medium, or they've got reasonable youth facilities and stuff like that. That's kind of the plan for that. Nothing really too exciting. Got to pop myself over to the right hand side to talk about what we're going to do in the next episode. Next episode, we are going to have a bit of a split, I think, because we're at the end of the regular season. We're going to have Antwerp because it's an Antwerp derby, and I just like to beat them. I've just realised we've won 5 out of 5 in February so far. We've then got Liège, who are bottom of the table. We're going to win 6 out of 6. We're probably going to have Antwerp and probably Standard Liège, I think, is what we might do in the next episode. So it's going to be a little bit broken down, but we're also going to have Club Bruges, Zulte Waregem and Westerlo all kind of included in that episode. Then we're going to see where we finish in the regular table, ready for maybe the European Championships places playoff thing, where we might get Champions League, but probably finish 4th and then lose to Charleroi in the final. Thank you very much for watching this episode of Rupel Boom or Bust. If you did enjoy, do please remember to leave a like. If you are new here and you're enjoying this series, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, ding the bell, all that fun YouTube stuff. I'll be back next time, like I said, with Antwerp, with Standard Liège, and obviously with the end of the regular season of the Jupiler Pro League. Thanks for watching. See you next time.